If you heard, you wouldn't believe it.
80?
Oh, dear God. 96.
No, come on.
Honest to God. Honest to God.
Jeez, well, that's
I
pretty
know.
sick.
People
And-
don't believe it. I was born on Beulah Street. I was there only, a couple of months, and then our mortgage man, he said, come to Rittner Street. And that's how we got to 820 Rittner.
Was he Jewish? The
Yes,
mortgage guy?
he was a nice Jewish man, and he helped us out.
And
He gave us a mortgage, you know what I mean? And that's how we managed. We were poor, we couldn't get clothes, but look, we managed.
you know, if I walked into your house in 1930, let's say, or
Yeah.
35, could I tell it was a Jewish house?
Yes,
How?
Mother had candles, her candle, her thing
Like-
that she,
like-
every Friday she used to light the candles and do the prayers. Yes, indeed. You would know it was Jewish.
Right.
And we had different things that were Jewish, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So your family were observant?
Yeah.
Where did you have a neighborhood? Where was your shul? Your synagogue? Where did you go? The
Avon
synagogue.
Porter. Mother used to go there. She belonged to the synagogue there. And then she belonged to Ninth and Porter. They had a home for children that had no parents.
Oh, it was an
And
orphanage?
she,
Was
and
for
she
Jew-
was,
for
yes,
Jewish
Jewish,
kids? Yeah.
and she was active there. She used to talk to the rabbi. That Pupke was his name.
Hookah.
That's right.
Hookah.
That's right. And he used to bring clothes and bring food to the home. You know what I mean? She used to sit. My mother was the most precious woman in the world. She always cared for somebody else because she knows what she went through.
Right.
There was families that were so poor. I know one family, he was an accountant years ago, and he lost his job, and Mother used to go to the butcher and get like a pound of ground meat and bring it into him. So they had children and everything up, so they could have food. See, this is how we lived.
Right. Everyone looked out for each other.
That's it.
Where you needed something,
Not
someone
the way
else
it
did.
is today. No. No. Everybody looked out. Everybody was concerned about one another. They were.
Was everyone Jewish? Or mainly Jews?
No, they were all Jewish.
Oh.
Yes, they were. They
On
were.
that block of Rittner or all
All,
around?
Darien Street, Mildred Street, Rittner Street, all Jewish.
And Russian
But
Jews?
we had a few across the street of us that weren't Jewish, but they were wonderful. They were so nice to us. They were wonderful people. I went to Thomas Junior High.
I was going to ask you.
That's where I went.
And what about grade school?
And that
First
was grade school.
That was
kindergarten.
You started kindergarten?
I started kindergarten, and then it was on Oregon, 9th and Oregon, that's where, and then I went to the school there, and then my sister took me to another school, and then I went to Southern for 2 years,
Right.
but I had to leave. We had nothing.
Right.
You know, we were poor.
Your father wasn't working?
He
Or
was,
no, wasn't working enough?
they always had strikes. Always.
About the union, about whether he was pro-union or...
Yes,
What did
he
he say?
always talked about it. He was disgusted. He really was. He was hoping that someday something else would turn up that he could do. The union was terrible years ago.
Do you remember what it was?
No. I know he used to come home sometimes and didn't work maybe an hour or two because the union used to interfere, you know what I mean, and lay them off right there and then. So we had to do the best. The boys went to work. I remember one brother, we had a little cart, and he used to go on Oregon Avenue, and he used to pick coal so we could have heat.
Where did he get the coal? From where it dropped? Where it dropped off the truck?
Somewhere there. know what it was, but he used to come back with coal in his car, and that's how Mother.
Sometimes the trains, they would, you know, they'd come in on those big cars and they'd fall off the side.
That's it.
You could walk along the tracks.
That's it. He used to pick it.
Huh. Yeah.
Everything was that money because we didn't have. We had an ice box. We had to buy ice. You know, and even to soap. They used to advertise on a wagon with a horse to buy the soap.
They'd come around?
They used to come around, and Mother used to run out if she had a little bit of money, and she used to buy. So we'd have it to wash the clothes.
Were they horse-drawn wagons?
Yes, a horse. Yes, it was.
And were they Jewish merchants also?
Yes.
Who made soap?
I remember Muzzle.
Muzzle? Where was he? Did he live in the neighborhood?
He was right in the neighborhood. He had the wagon and the horse, and he would sell the Javella water.
What is it?
Javella.
Javella. What was that for?
That was to lighten the clothes when it was on top of the oven.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
Where did he keep his horse and wagon? He must have had a little barn or something.
Somewhere in a barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd go get it, and then he'd come.
He used to get it and start riding around, and he used to holler, "Javella water, Javella water," and that's how we used to run out to buy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And were there other? You lived with your mother for how long?
I lived with her all my life.
And then after she passed,
After she passed away, we took over the house.
That's not the house you're living in now, is it?
Yes, it is.
You still living in that?
I'm still living in that
I
house.
thought you lived across the street.
No, I live in the same house
Wow.
all my life.
Literally, yes.
820 Rittner.
Are the grapevines still back in the yard?
Huh?
What happened to the grapevines? Are they still there?
Guess what? No, we had to pull it out. Mother, years ago, they saw her. They found out that she was selling it. She was selling wine, and they made us pull it out. They were going to lock her up.
Oh.
Yeah. And when I worked on 7th Street, the people were wonderful. It was Lillian's. It was a man's shop. It was so many different shops. A ladies' underwear shop. It was wonderful. Everybody, you know, if you didn't have the money, okay, when you get paid, if you're working, don't worry about it. Everybody was so wonderful. They were. It was a pleasure to work.
Where did you work besides 7th Street?
Oh,
Where did you work?
I worked in different stores. I worked in the bakery. I worked in a hosiery store. I worked in so many different stores. Whoever needed me, I went to work.
All on the avenue here?
All
7th?
on the avenue. Yeah. And I worked in the maternity for 9 years. For Bernie. Oh yeah, he was wonderful.
Who was Bernie?
He was the owner of that maternity store. He and his mother. The mother made the outfits, and he used to sell them. And I worked in there, and he was wonderful to me.
Where was that? Where was that located?
7th and Moymanson, the first little street.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
It's a little,
is it still there? Is the building still there?
No, it's all Italians. It's all foreigners. No more. No more. You don't see one more Jewish. It's all foreigners.
Right. Well, now there are a lot of Asians there in
Yeah,
that area, right?
They have.
Yeah. But you say Italians too. There were Italian businesses there?
They're there too. A lot.
I guess we should stop.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was good talking
Did you
to
enjoy me?
I did.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Okay.
You're very charming.